So, the second question is, what is your deepest regret? Okay, my deepest regret is that I didn't major in criminal justice instantly when I got out of high school. I went into college for visual communications, which is great. I love it. Obviously, I use it for everything that I do now. I use it for art and YouTube and everything creative. So, that was my calling in a sense. But I feel like women are just so good at figuring things out. And now we're like realizing it when we watch all these like crime shows and stuff, and we are like, oh, I already know who did it or whatever and how they did it. So I feel like we're so good at that. And I didn't know that back then, but if I did, I think that I would have majored in criminal justice. Okay, the next question is, what makes you truly happy? Sushi and iced coffee make me truly happy. I'm a pretty simple girl. Hanging out with people that make me laugh and that I love and have fun with, that makes me happy. Doing what I love makes me happy. Okay, the next question is, who do you trust completely? I don't trust anyone. I don't even trust myself. I can't even trust myself to go to the gym today. Oh my god. But besides not trusting anybody, I trust my best friends, my closest friends. We've had our friendships for anywhere from like 13 to 42 years. So if I keep them around for that long, I trust them. Okay, the next question is, when was the last time you felt lost? I feel lost every day. I don't know what I'm doing next, and I don't know where I'm going. I don't know why I don't have $10,000 being deposited into my bank account every month, okay? So, I just don't know. But, we're working on it, so I have faith in that. I have more faith than I probably should, but I really do. Okay, probably because I've set my goals. Okay, the next question is, if you could participate in one historical event, what would it be? Okay, this is not really like a historical event, or maybe it is, but to me it is. But I would have loved to have been a part of the Young Frankenstein movie. I would have loved to be an actress in that movie, and I would have loved to work with Gene Wilder. He is one of my favorite actors. And all the other talented actors that were in that movie, I love them all, honestly. So I would have loved to be in that movie. And if you don't know who Gene Wilder is, he was Dr. Frankenstein, or Frankenstein, in that movie. They say it like two different ways. And he was also Willy Wonka in the original movie. I don't know if there was a Willy Wonka movie before the Gene Wilder one, but from what I remember, that was the original one for me. But there's so many movies made in the past, I don't know exactly, and to me, he's my favorite Willy Wonka, although I love Johnny Depp. I did see a little bit of that one too, but they just like duplicated all the Oompa Loompas in that one movie, so I prefer the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka. That is my favorite, and I just love that movie. I think I love every movie that he's ever made, so I am sad that I didn't meet him in this lifetime, and who knows, maybe in the afterlife I can. Okay, the next question is, what is your earliest memory? My earliest memory is sitting on top of a washing machine in Inglewood, California, where I was born, with my uncle and his fiance at the time. I was like 2 years old, and maybe they were doing laundry and they brought me along, and that was like a fun memory that I have. I think it might be my earliest. Alright, the next question is, what's a secret about yourself that you've never shared with anyone? Ooh, this is getting spicy. Okay, so a secret that I haven't really told anyone is that I don't believe the concept that you have to be vulnerable in life. successful sort of situation, and I have decided to never do that again. Okay, I don't agree in this belief for myself. Personally, I don't look down on anyone who does do that, but in my life, it's never worked out for me. So, I believe that it would continue to not work. So I will not do that. I don't like not being in control of my life and my feelings, or like what's gonna happen next. So in a lot of situations, I tend to be the more calm and level-headed person that sort of jumps in and handles situations. Like, I'm a problem solver. My family tends to be overly dramatic, so I tend to be the extreme opposite of that. And so it's always backfired on me when I've been vulnerable about something in my life. And people have acted concerned at first, but later on I notice that they either tell someone else something that I told them in, confidence, or they get some sort of like jealousy streak, or assume that, they're better than me because of my vulnerability, or because of my whatever issues I have. So it's happened multiple times, to the point where I don't tell anyone anything anymore. Things are a little bit different now because I've changed my circle of people that I hang out with. So I have sort of tightened my circle with friends and family, whereas before I would just keep everyone around, and I thought you just like couldn't say no and couldn't have boundaries. So things are a little bit different now. So if I did have something that I really needed to talk about, or that I needed help with, I research it, or I might tell like one of my best friends for like some advice, but mainly not. Okay, the next question is, what is your definition of manhood? Someone that protects me at all costs. So, that's pretty much it. Just be alpha and take care of what needs to be taken care of. Okay, when did you feel like you were living a life to the fullest? Anytime I'm working out or boxing with my coach, anytime I have like a morning workout, and then I work a little bit, and then I do like dinner with friends and fam. That's like a full, wonderful day for me. Okay, how do you actively try to achieve personal growth? I write everything down, and I put all the things that I don't want to do at the top of the list. Otherwise, it's very likely that I will not do them. So that's kind of like a little tactic tip that I have for myself. Okay, what quality do you value most in a friend? I had to think about like my friends, like what is the value that I love about them, for this question. And they are super sweet and giving and good listeners and problem solvers. So I would say those are the qualities of my friends that I value. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? I am an ambivert. I've talked about this before. So I am both an introvert and an extrovert. I need to have my quiet time to sort of recharge, but I can also go out and be very talkative and friendly and have a good time as well. But the introvert part would stay home and like watch like my favorite YouTubers, or read a book, or have some tea and coffee and just relax. Okay, the next question is, what was the best era of your life? When I was in my 30s and I was racing outrigger canoes, I was in the best shape of my life. I had the most energy. It was the easiest time I've found clothing or swimsuits. And I was in the ocean where I belong. And I was surrounded by friends and a team and a goal and camaraderie, that sort of thing. It was hard to keep because of the race schedule. But I think about going back a lot. Alright, we're down to the bottom 2 questions, so let's see. We have, who has been the biggest influence on your life? I would say my grandfather and Mr. Rogers. They're very much alike. They're like a calm demeanor and way of teaching has sort of kept me going back to wanting that feeling in my life, like that calm, peaceful feeling. That might be my introvert part, I don't know. So, Mr. Rogers is a pretty chill guy, and he made learning fun. And my grandfather, I met him when I was 4 years old, and we spent every day together until he passed when I was in high school. Maybe I was like 16 or 17, and looking back at that now, I think it's crazy because I just realized we only spent 12 years together. And it felt like 30 to me, That's so, I didn't realize that. I never did those numbers of like, we only know each other for 12 years. But to me, it's like a lifetime, a lifetime of memories too. So, that is a pretty shocking realization. How someone can, influence you in that time. And he had taught me so many things. He taught me how to hold a pencil, how to hold a fork, how to put the toilet seat down after you use the restroom. He taught me how to play card games, and he taught me card tricks. And, to cut your nails and keep them clean and dress nice and clean and wear a nice scent, like fresh scents and perfume and cologne, and polish your shoes, and how to speak French a little bit because he loved speaking French. And then he would walk with me to the supermarket nearby and buy me Cocoa Pebbles. So I love Cocoa Pebbles. And he is actually my very first ASMR experience before I knew what ASMR was, because he would whisper stories about little cats and dogs in my ear, and I would get tingles when I was little. So that's kind of crazy to me. It was such a long time ago, but that was my first ASMR experience. So Mr. Rogers and my grandpa, very similar, and I grew up with them. Alright, this is the last question, guys. We are on to the last question. What is your favorite quote? My favorite quote is, put your oxygen mask on first. I keep seeing people burn out, and myself included. So this is an important one. I definitely got burnt out at my last job. I've talked about it. When I worked at the airport for 10 years, it was a definite burnout for me. And my mental health was just kind of going crazy at that time, where I felt like I needed to be somewhere where I wasn't constantly like fighting with the system, so I don't know, that's why I think I see a lot of people burn out lately, and I hope that people take care of that before, it gets to a bad place. And so that's why I continue to say, put your oxygen mask on first. I guess I should explain that for people who haven't heard that quote, which, maybe you haven't, but that is sort of what they tell you on an airplane, which makes sense from me working at the airport. But, on the airplane they say to put your oxygen mask on first so that you are okay to take care of the others around you. Because of course your first thought is to take care of everyone else first, but if you don't pay attention to the fact that you're going down too, that is not going to help out, because you need to be in the best shape in order to make sure they're in the best shape. So I don't know if I explained that very well, but that's pretty much what it is like, make sure you're okay so that you can take care of others. And a lot of time people will like deplete their energy in themselves and their body and won't take care of themselves, just take care of other people because they think that that's what they're supposed to do. these questions. They were kind of fun. You guys can answer them too, and let me know how you feel about it in the comments down below. So, thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing. If you guys don't want to miss a video, you can turn your notifications on. I know sometimes people tell me that they haven't seen a video for a minute. So, sometimes they might